especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and establish happiness from suffering and stability. I will establish them in the state of answer path, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Oh, Mother Saint beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and save the way, establish them in the state of answer path, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dala Damvara Zibe Da Nobara Zibe Ge Tarba Dam Damje Jembe Barde Jobara Zeba Damje Jezor Zebe Manam Ga Dan Yambe Zemje Damje Dewa Dande Dungara Dan Zemje Dungara Dan Yoda Lana Meba Yanda Bara Zobe Zanjo Rumbo Je Tobara Za. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the kind rule Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of mandalas or Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas and Dakinis and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise. An example of the Bodhisattvas, as the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectively with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samanta Bhatta's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest, reveal in my mind. I postate through them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the inequality. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of pure flowers, flower garlands of music, honoring oils, miniatures, and light, and fragrant incense. I make offering to them fine garments, perfume and purple, both high as moon meru, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I postate to them Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of great Bodhisattva Samantapata. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakika Buddhas. Those who have attained Aharaship, those who have entered the path of Aharaship, and all other beings. I request to all gurus, protectors, and Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma, as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to enlightened states. I supplicate those Buddhas intend to pass into Parinirvana to living long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The Gurung is sprinkled with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of Buddha first. Through the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer altar in the sacred offerings with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Rina Mendrala Benza Manga Samandra Savarina Samaye Ahom. Equal refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow adored. I bow at the feet of Father Jikin Songron. Continually, I think of no one but you. Compassion one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to disposition and the likewise mental capacity of sentient beings. Page 32, I think. The Deity Yoga Sadhana, yeah. Long press to Majeshri. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of clouds of two worlds, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart, his compassion. For all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father who only son. Like a thunderclap, he wakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramana's speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cut the settling of suffering and dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Majesty, adorned by the 112 Son of Buddha, to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapasanade, 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 Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo, Om Wangishorimo. Om Wangishorimo, you who are the perfect youthful body, who is the flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and praise you, Manjushiri. Tangge duje jaje rezen tong yin je me to de je bong jong. Serje lembo tawre jipe ke sha je jarpe sha la. Sorwan de do jen jan jen de lon aro dang mar pa me lai chi je gambo. Pamoy zhe bai jar wan di gong be ga ju la ma nan la zor wan de rong mei ji je yen je po zhang ni. De song san jie gen jie ngo wo nie ran sem qi ge ngong song dong ze. Sa we la ma nam la zor wan de. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so stage your meditation, waking the mind. We are almost already wake up. Almost. Close to there. So, most important chapter today again. We always have important sections. Stage your meditation, awakening the mind. So it's a forward introduction. Main text of the body, conclusion. So main body of the text today they have a chapter 8. So we all finish chapter 7. Today is starting from chapter 8. Chapter 8 is how to meditate on the completion stage of wisdom. It's most easiest one. So this chapter is too easy. That's why too complicated. So too close, then you cannot see. You cannot see something close to your eye. So like that. And this is too easy. That's why we cannot see or recognize things. So this chapter is how to meditate on the completion stage of wisdom. Is all this other chapter is a cause. So this is a result. Completion stages. In ejection and the completion stage. So when resting the mind and completely relax the mind in its natural state, there is the vivid, open, clear, and awareness. So completion stage is just rest the mind and completely relax. Due to our habitude, we cannot relax ourselves. We like relax, but we don't know how to relax. Yeah. We only can do relax and maybe temporary relax. This is called permanent relax. If you know this practice, then you are permanently relaxed, no stress out there, and become 100% peace, relax. So completely relaxing the mind in natural state. This meditation is called mind is naturally go into the natural state. So different than generation stage. Generation stage we have all creating. Sometimes we call creation stage. So using something method introduced to impure percepts. But actually impure percept also not exist. And then you create generation stage also actually not exist. But long as impure percept exists for us, then we have to use method as a generation stage. And this one, completion stage, talking about true nature. True nature, impure perception not exist. That's why we don't have to use generation stage in this case. Your cloth is not dirty, so you don't have to wash. You don't need anything, different kind of soaps. So your cloth is clean, pure, like that. Our mind is pure and no any emotions, no impure any perceptions. So the mind is a natural state. That is called natural state. And this teaching is sharing just directly pointing into true nature. So we don't have to go to branches. And this is just teaching is called completion stage, means go directly to the essence. There is this vivid. So then what is the natural mind? Is vivid, open, clear, awareness. Vivid is like it's there always, but not exist inherently. So same as a rainbow, the mind nature is always seeing clearly, but not exist. It's emptiness, but no nothingness vividly there, open. No, it's not something like no physical and boundaries, and that's why it's the same as a scar. Mind is the same as a scar space. It's openness. So it's empty, but it's vividly means there clearly. See, clear. Awareness. So this all sharing these words, different ways explain the nature mind. But I told you many times, these words never go too close to the true nature. So this word is the same as your finger. Finger pointing the moon, but finger is not moon. So finger use show the moon. And that time you cannot look to the finger, you have to look to the moon. If you look to the finger, you cannot see the moon. So like that, when you we share this teaching, so use these words, but you cannot stuck with the words. You have to know the true meaning. So follow the meaning, not follow the words. Clear awareness. Uh, so my nature is kind of like sometimes like it's ocean, top of the mountain. You can watch the ocean. It's blue, clear weather, so it's open. So west and not any clouds. So that kind is the core nature mind here explain. Then that is like say awareness always present there, always present awareness. Nature mind is 24 hours with us. So never separate. Nature is within us, always there. Problem is we don't recognize. So 24 hours, sun is in the sky, but we don't see that. So we have a day and we have a night, but the sun is actually in the sky. Doesn't matter day and the night. So we have a birth, we have a death. The, when we die, we take birth. The nature is always there, never lost. So the open, clear awareness. Then look directly at the essence of this mind. So then what we have to do is just recognize first. Then we have to meditate. How to meditate? Look directly at the essence of this mind. Look, just looking into nature mind. Directly to look to the nature mind. So then how to look directly into the essence of this nature mind, but we have to go through the stages, otherwise very hard to seeing true nature. Each meditation takes step by step. So when the Genje Mahamudra, the talk about, when you beginning meditate, your mind is the same as the river is come down the gorges, like following the mountains. That kind we have every day. You can get experience. When you start to meditate, your mind is really busy, rushing. Same as like water is falling down from the mountains, rocks. Then slowly go into the to the river is like the Genji River, saying like big river, reuniting big river is to slow down. So when you meditate, the first beginning is really rushing your mind, very hard to stop the thoughts. Long as you can stop the thoughts, you are more relaxed and calm, peace. That's why we have to use this shamatha meditation. And then that is the same as the rushing river is down into the Genji River. Then the Genji River has reunited into the ocean. So that is Mahamudra. Genji River is not yet Mahamudra. Genji River is same is on the path the like calm down mind, peaceful shamatha meditation. So beginning mind is the same as the river falling from the rocks, mountains. That's we have to go through everyday experience. Then you meditate longer, you can reunite Genji rivers into the ocean like that. You can go into the natural states. Also, the meditators, beginners, like the mind is the same as the river following the rocks, and going from come from the like mountains. Like that is our beginner mind. Then the meditators, same as the Ganges river, like calm down and peace. Realizers, the same as the reuniting. It's Ganges river is in the ocean like that. So your minds become, you recognize true nature, realize. But when we meditate, you go through the everyday experience. First beginning, always mind is very busy, harder to stop the thoughts. That's why we have to use many different methods to try to stop the thoughts, using the object, using the breath, and then using the, on our home, we visualize, you can visualize the Yadam deity. All this helps become stop the thoughts. So when you stop the thoughts, then mind naturally calm down. It's no choice. So mind is resting naturally. That is the same as like Ganges River. But still you don't see the true nature. Even your mind is calm down, calm and peace. That never we call the you seeing true nature. That is still in shamatha part. Then you have to, river is like come slow down, and the river is comes clear, it's dusty or it's settled down. Then you have to look into the water. You see water is very clear, clean, pure, like that. You look to your true mind nature, then you really see through your mind nature. Sometimes like same is, it's very pure water and many colorful rocks in the under the water. So water is very clean. You look to the water, you can see all the under the water, the rocks, different colors clearly, because the water is clean. And like that, our mind is clean, it's like free from thoughts. And then you have an opportunity to see the nature. So same is you look clean water, you can see under the water or the colorful rocks or whatever they has, you can see clearly. So water is there, but it's empty actually, because you can see all the way under the waters. You can see through. So, but it is, we can say, emptiness, because it looks like no exist water in there. Pure water, look, you really cannot see water is there. It's clear, opened, vivid. So that's a kind of like, you can see the true nature. And that's why here says, we say at the essence of this open and clear awareness, look directly at the essence of this mind. So look directly is like we have to free from thoughts first. If not free from thoughts, we cannot look directly to the mind. So if water is dirty, then you cannot look directly to the under the water, the colorful, stones. You cannot see that. You cannot look to directly see that. First, you have to, water need to clean like that. Our mind need to clean, free from thoughts first. So long as your mind is free from thoughts, then you can see the natural mind. What is it like? Then you see the true nature. What is it going to like look like a natural mind? So it's you really cannot explain. Really look into the nature of your own mind and see for yourself. So really look into the nature of your own mind. So we have to look into nature mind and resting the natural state. And then we have to meditate. Like meditate means like just stay in the nature. That is called meditation. It's actually nothing to meditate. Truly, no subject, no object. Just naturally resting there. So really look to the nature of your own mind. So we have to really have to practice that. If we don't practice, you could be can go into nature, but easily off. Use this kind of instructions, so we can into meditate. I mean, when we meditate, could be go into true nature. But if we don't have used to that much, we don't have habituate enough, easily kick out from the true nature, because thoughts kick out us. Thoughts comes conceptual, dualistic, so many our karmic imprints so strong, so easily we get out from the true nature. Meditators that can stay very long in the nature, beginners can be get into there, but so hard to get into there, but easily lost. Same is precious human body. Meditators easy to get in there, not easy to lose. Can stay there. Beginners very hard to get in there, easily lost. So that's why we have to really look into nature of your own mind. Means we have to we have to meditate, practice. Meditation means habituate. See yourself, then you really see yourself. So otherwise we don't see ourselves. Usually we think we see ourselves. That is just auto, dualistic perception. We don't see our true nature. Uh, so use this teaching method, you really can see yourself. Means you see your true nature. It's self also, yourself means not talking about selfish. Self means I am exist something. So that is not really seeing, because it's a delusion, right? I and the self is a delusion. So that is you not seeing yourself. When you thinking about I seeing myself, means you always have I and the self. That is a delusion. You're not seeing yourself. So this see yourself means you seeing yourself. You are not exist, truly not exist. Once you have become convinced in this practice and you have conviction, so we have to cultivate that. Cultivate is incorrect, but cultivate is become kind of intellectual. So we have to use to habituate this meditation. Once we have become convincing, it's like becoming really used to, and get experience ourselves. We can get own experience in this practice, and you have conviction, then you 100% not dropped. You understand clearly. So you don't have any doubt. You clear. You understanding what you're doing. So you have certainty. So that is a convention. There is the essence of mind is being this vivid presence. This mind is always being there, is present, but we don't recognize until no. So now we seeing, seeing, we see the natural mind. There is the same of mind as being this vivid and the presence. So I'm beginning last time until no, this natural mind is being with us. We didn't see, we didn't recognize. So now we recognize, we seeing true nature. So then we get confident, kind of like, certainty, not dropped through your meditation practice. So get our own experience, but without anything to pinpoint or identify. So we have our own experience, certainty, but without anything to pinpoint. You really cannot show anything. So the reason is nature mind is emptiness. That's why you really cannot pinpoint, uh, identify. So you cannot find anything true essence there because it's empty. But we are already shared with you, no nothingness is present, clear, awareness. So that's why then uh, this, scientists, philosophers, meditators all get confused in this area. Scientists say minds not exist. So they think mind is nothing. Only they talk about the brain, right? Because it's not exist. The mind is truly inherently not exist. That's why you cannot find use the investigation. The not mind nature is not object of investigation. Beyond the object of investigation. So logically, you cannot investigate in true nature mind because logic pointing is physical object. So you see the table, then you can analyze table is exist or not. Then you can take part of particles. But mind is not physical form, then you cannot use that logic to take over part of particles. So Buddhist philosophers talk about the mind is not exist. Use logic is past, present, and the future. So three terms like not exist. Past mind, future mind, present mind is not exist. So use that logic investigating mind, but mind anyway the not exist. No object of the logically you cannot proving finding something. Uh, that's that's why here say you cannot pinpoint or identify, and the meditators also always wanting something, expectation, experience. When you meditate, you want to have something kind of like object, or you wanting kind of something result, and you have some expectation. So maybe they're stuck with the clarity or stuck with the nothingness. They cannot harder to go into the balance true nature because they're falling like two sides usually. They're talk about a lot about in this meditation instructions how to go beyond in that. Some meditators are stuck with the clarity. Some meditation teachers are stuck with empty. Some meditators are stuck with no any thoughts, and then just don't not really seeing true nature. So that kind of obstacles in there. So that's why we have to study uh, the vipassana section. Vipassana section is clarify all this kind of experience, like how to go beyond in that. And in this one, just sharing right now is directly to the nature states. There's seeing of mind is open or identify. There's just this clear. So when you look to nature mind, you see mind is clear, vivid, open awareness. That is the present and ever. Yet there is no possible way to articulate, conceptualize. So problem is our mind is dualistic mind. So dualistic mind always try to, like articulate or conceptualize. So we want to like something satisfy ourselves. Like when we meditate, okay, yeah, this correct, yes. We always making ourselves decisions. So we make decision Buddha's omniscient wisdom too. And we make decision this all the true nature. But true nature is actually no conceptualized, see, no conceptual mind, no dualistic. Then we using the decision, the mind is a conceptual mind, dualistic mind. So 100% is like, is opposite of wrong. Because we using the, this making decision method is dualistic, is wrong. True nature is beyond in that. That's why only way to understand is through the meditation, not through the words. So I share many times with you, Telopa, he given teaching for Naropa, and see Genje Mahamudra is very beautiful words, right? It's amazing teaching, but still the teaching cannot really describe true nature. So that's why Telopa take out the shoes, hit to Naropa heads. So you have to recognize your own true nature. I cannot show you, right? So you really cannot show these words. And we always stuck with the words. When the finger show the moon, everyone look to the finger, not looking to the moon. So that kind of way, everyone just stuck these words, but we don't have any other method to show the true nature, because we actually cannot show. We have to discover our own true nature. That's why Buddha enlightening is up to us, not for up to Buddhas. Otherwise, they can give us Buddha enlightening qualities to us, transform for us. Blessing means like our mind is transformed to the spiritual path. So not more than that, you cannot blessing, the Buddha's realization transform to our mind. So otherwise, Buddha already done that. Everyone is already Buddha. No one is samsara right now. So why we are stuck in samsara? Because this true nature is up to us how to recognize. So Buddha only can share this way teaching method, but we have to practice, meditate, and we have to discover our own true nature. This true nature is not transforming. No one can give transform true nature for us, because its true nature is our own nature. Conceptualize or define. It is being like this or like that. So we always using this kind of judgment. Oh, nature is like that, like this. But that is actually incorrect. Never ever go too close to the true nature. It's always like we making decision out this dualistic mind. Yeah. So we are staying in the small room. So then we say, oh, like scar space is like this kind of room. So how big? Okay, space is like uh, go to like how to say measurement goes like maybe 100 feet. Okay, 100 feet or space is like 100 feet, because the same is like this house. They're thinking about it like that. So we are staying in the small room. So no capacity to recognize all this space. The example like that, our mind is too narrow, too small. Not possible to recognize that big space. Example is like we never went to the outside. So we always stuck in the small room. So we not really see the sky. We only see space inside the home room. So then someone say, oh, outside the space is really big in the west. So then only our mind is like this small room where you start thinking about that. You cannot have any idea more than that. So then you just making decision yourself. Yeah, space is like this, like that. It's 10 feet long and deep, maybe 100 feet deep, like that, thinking about ourselves. So that's why here say, no possible way to articulate, conceptualize, or define it as being like this or like that. It is just knowing So clear and unceasing, vivid. It is just knowing when we meditate, then we recognize our true nature. Knowing, clear and unceasing. Its nature is always there, clear and unceasing, vivid. That means not nothingness, always there. Uh, then present. So emptiness means no nothingness, always present. Vividly, clearly there, but not inherently exist. Nakedly aware, nakedly means no any thoughts, no conceptual, no dualistic, no emotion, no thought. So water, like example, no pollutions. So then you can see the water clear. But when you see the water clear, it's empty. You see all the way top to bottom, clear. Like that, nature, mind is no exist. Clearly you seeing. That seeing clearly is no exist. So nakedly aware, always that is always there, never lost. When you want to meditate, you can go always into the nature state, 24 hours open, never closed. Yeah. So sometimes people say, when I can practice, morning or afternoon or evening. So you're thinking about like some stores, shops, they're closed. Then some days, restaurants sometimes closed, sometimes open. And then you sometimes can you go in, sometimes you cannot go in, like that. You that is like we all only thinking that is that we making misunderstand. You can practice the dharma 24 hours. 24 hours this nature is open, never closed. Yeah. So 3 times never closed, always there. Nakedly aware, no thoughts. Then you can see the true nature. Nakedly means like just Genji Mahamudra usually said that like we don't have clothes, is we call naked, means no thoughts. Then is mind is nakedly aware. So that's why this symbolized meaning is usually it's rather for some deities naked, appear to no cloth, Vajra yogini form body. That is like showing the true nature. The using the method. When you see the Vajra yogini form body, actually really showing the true nature. She is naked, no thoughts. And skull cup, no conceptual. To go knife, free from conceptual thoughts, cutting all the emotions, beyond the emotions. So like that way, we have to understand the Yidam deity's form body. It is like you are seeing something you never see before. When you are resting mind, you really go into the nature state. Then it is like you are seeing something. You see something you never saw before. So if we saw before, we are not stuck here, samsara. Then the 100% we can sure like never see before previous lifetimes. So maybe only this life we have opportunity to see this. Long as you see this, you're not going to stuck in the samsara. So it is you are seeing something you never see before. We never see before true nature. So seeing true nature means we never see something before you're going to see that. Why we don't see, we always has, because due to dualistic, conceptual thoughts. This is free from dualistic, free from conceptual. our mind is already used to habituate dualistic conceptual. So we cannot turn off conceptual thoughts. This meditation means like we have to turn off conceptual thoughts. So we are always on the conceptual thoughts. Now we have to turn off the conceptual thoughts. Then you really see the true nature. Never saw before. You are experiencing something you never experienced before. So you really see the true nature, you meditate, you are habituated, used to, you get your own experience. So that experience is beyond the words. No one can, share that nature because experience is words cannot describe that nature. Who has realized this true nature? Very hard to share the true nature because their experience is never ever can put in the words. Yeah. So, like, same is you went to really big city. Someone in the very small tiny village never went to big city. That person is like maybe kids. Then you just sharing the kids, or it's really big city, million people live. Another like house has like 10, 100 tall buildings, 100 store tall buildings. That kind of you share the kids that never ever get. They don't get any thinking about understanding because where they be in their home, only they're just thinking about their village. That kind of the experience perception, they don't get anything like experience about the big city. You using 100 different kind of words, they don't get anything. So like that way, we don't understand using the words, whatever we talks. Then also, you get your own experience something you never experienced before that is hard to share for others. That you recognize because there are no words there to share that true nature. And when the high realizer teachers share this true nature, when they go into the meditating and the sharing, they stay in the in the nature and the sharing, but words is actually still is of course not truly arise, but it's more better powerful than just ordinary people sharing. Usually realizes sharing is we get more kind of blessing and more powerful because when they share this true nature is they are in the state in the meditation state in the sharing. So the words is not much difference, but when you receive that benefit is more powerful and different. So I told you many times, sometimes this section is like some good philosophers can share better than 100% more better the words is realizers. So realizer when they share the words is not that really, correctly delivery. But it's due to the power of their realization, and always something have a blessing. So I shared with you last time when I received this instruction from Kempo Minister, I didn't understand any words almost because due to his dialogue, and he talked very fast. He has memorized all the teaching because he's sharing, and then also I don't have any idea at that time is about meditation. So not really get almost I can say almost anything, kind of almost zero understanding. But then due to blessing, it's like we meditate, practice, like, it's after weeks, I found another teacher, so I meditated with that person. That person say, okay, so I get, the introduced nature mind means when meditate, like we can get into the nature. So he recognized. So that's the kind of is like realizer has different ways, blessing. Even you don't understand, but when you meditate, and that the realizer masters appear to your mind, and then supplication, chant prayer, supplication, guru, and meditate, connect with the guru, and then you go into nature, meditate. It's more powerful. Remove also obstacles too. So this section is not really can organize anything. It's hard to Westerners recognize this nature because it's too much organized. Uh, you need something really balanced and comes like condition. Everything is arising together, but some part is too tight. It's never ever you get. So we have to let go everything. Have to let go everything. Relax. Body need to relax. Mind need to relax. Let go everything. The truly our mind is always follow the conceptual dualistic, and very tight. Not easy to let go everything. So hard to relax. If not let go, if mind is not relaxed, not possible into get into this natural state. That's why this level cannot organize anything. You cannot preparing anything. Say, I'm going to step by step like this, Too much organized, too much prepare, you never ever go into the true nature. I'm 100% sure. So that's just totally different. You don't know when you get recognized. Sometimes you really sit down, meditate, you don't go into the natural state. Sometimes even you are in the busy space, you can be go into the natural state. So that's why it's very hard to, share, talk what you have to do. Individually also have different connections. So not always the same connection, like same way to introduce a natural mind. They always use different method. You read all these high realizer teachers, they're sharing the teaching when they guide the student, always use different method, never even in the books, because they know what they need. So no, we don't have that kind of teacher, and we don't have that kind of student capacity board. So we have to follow this guide. Mm-hmm. We have to practice. Then you just one day you're lucky you get into nature. So also due to it's also due to our accumulation merit. So the many masters says this is up to accumulation merit. That's why we have to create accumulation merit. So otherwise, you see, some ways it's very easy, simple. Why we have to do so many up there? Like we went to chapter 1 to all the way chapter 7. It's there, or it's just too much up there, right? Too much hard work. But we need that because in this one it's too easy, too simple. That's why we don't get. So we have to go through that level to come into this true nature. So then, see, you never experienced before. It's like you get your own experience. You never get experience this before. Then that time, 1,000 Buddhas come to you. They're telling you this is not right. You don't have doubt. You have confidence. So that's the many yogis have realized the songs. Thousand Buddhas come to telling me that is not true. I'm not any doubt. So that kind of you can get experience when you really see the true nature. Experience before you never have, you get. You know it means like you know yourself. Somebody don't know. So someone cannot talk mute to people. Person eat the candy, they cannot share the candy's taste for others. They recognize their own like candy's taste. They knows. You know it means they knows, but they cannot share for others. So exactly same. The meditators, they recognize their own true nature. They have their own experience, but very hard to share for others. No words, beyond the words. You believe it. See, you believe yourself because your own experience is mostly, is powerful than anything. It's your own experience. Then that is the evident. So you don't need any other evidence, right? So you know yourself. Then someone say, "Oh, this is not true." You don't, you know yourself is true or not. So that not really going to anything affected your practice because you recognize yourself, you believe it. That's why thousand Buddhas come to telling you say this is not, it's incorrect, but you not believe it for thousand Buddhas too. They of course not you don't believe other anyone. You have your own experience. You know yourself what you're doing. You are sure, so you get sure. Your certainty get arise your mind, but you cannot put it into words, so that no words to share for others. That's why I say Telopa also no choice because he don't want to hit his shoes to Naropa, but he don't have a choice. If he has words to share, of course he use share the words to explain for him. Sure, if something can show, he show, but he cannot. That's why he don't have a choice. Put into words. This is what is known as completion stage. That is called completion stage. If someone can show you, that is no completion stage. Yeah. If something is you can describe the words, that is no completion stage. So then, so you making use your conceptual mind decision, then that is no completion stage. So completion stage is, see, you cannot show, you cannot share. It's beyond the words, beyond the expression. No labor in there. So that is a completion stage. That part is with just sharing what means completion stage means. Starting the order page, we told the page 120 how to meditate on completion stage of wisdom. So until that part is like describe, like explain what means completion stage means. So now this awareness, this present knowing, so this completion stage, true nature is, this is a awareness, this is a present. Awareness means like you recognize yourself. So not same as losing consciousness. Awareness, you aware everything, you have wisdom. Then this is a present, always there, present. No nothingness. So present knowing is knowing, understand, is wisdom. This is clear, is no any, dualistic perception. It's clear, open, unborn, unstatic, unceasing, vivid presence is also what is known as Mahamudra. So here, just sharing many different ways, talk about this true nature mind. Is mind is open, clear, unborn, because never born, that's why never die. Unborn, if mind have a born, birth, then true nature mind have a birth, then have a death. We have a death, but true nature mind never have a birth. That's why unborn, never die, never lost. Unborn Dharma Dharta. See, we chant the supplication Tara beginning is unborn Dharma Dharta. So true nature is never born, unstatic, unceasing, vivid, presence is also what is known as Mahamudra. So that is a Mahamudra. So not have a beginning to birth, then unceasing. So always there, unceasing, knowing that is a clear, open, unborn, on state, unceasing, vivid presence is also what is known as Mahamudra. So that is usually explain this words is like Mahamudra means, or Dharmakaya. So that's also called Dharmakaya too. True nature is Mahamudra. True nature is Dharmakaya. Then true the nature is also, this is also the atomic true, three givers of refuge. So it's absolute truth, Buddha, absolute truth, Dharma, absolute truth, Sangha. This true nature is absolute truth, Guru. So we have absolute truth, Buddha, absolute truth, Dharma, and the Sangha. That's why we're taking refuge. So ultra level refuge recognize true, absolute true refuge. Absolute true refuge, not outside. Is have to discover our own true. We are Buddha, we are Dharma, we are Sangha. That's why we use ultra level taking refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. We use ultra level Guru, recognize inner level Guru. So these all the teachings we're using support object is called ultra level. We have to best on, we need that, because through that we have to go into true nature, like absolute truth. Ultra level to go up to inner absolute truth. So that's why here says, see, you cannot this is a Dharmakaya. This is also the atomic truth, three givers of refuge. So our mind is wisdom mind. Actually, Buddha says mind is Buddha, and the wisdom, love, compassion is Dharma. Our body is Sangha. So that is actually called the absolute truth refuge. Is within us. We have to take refuge ourselves. We have to take refuge true nature. The true meaning or essence of the mantra. Then this teaching, completion stage is, or the generation stage. Teaching is subsumed into this category, or the generation stage, true meaning or essence of the mantra is this true nature, recognizing true nature. We use all this generation stage meditation, and what is the essence is recognize true nature. So long as you recognize true nature is inseparable with the Yidam deities, gurus, then that is generation stage, essence of a generation stage. So we use this method, generation stage. If we don't recognize true nature, then that is all is the same as performing. People, dance, performing like that, not essence. We're using this all the rituals and meditation, different kind of like visualizations, different symbols. That's all generation stage. The essence is have to recognize true nature. Long as you recognize true nature, that is the essence of all these mantras of the mantra. Mandala and so forth. So then that is called mandala, true mandala. We have like auto level mandala. Buddha's palace is a mandala, and Buddha's pure palace and all the Yidam deity retinue is mandala, but that true is recognize true nature. So then that is the true mandala. That all we draw, painting, create is auto level mandala. So at auto level mandala, essence is have to recognize true nature. They all is introducing true nature. They're showing the true nature. You cannot start with the colors. So see, the monks go to in the US everywhere, they create the same mandala. So people watch the colors and the scenes, it's beautiful. Only you see just beautiful colors, but that is just ultra level, you follow. But truly, every this colors, every this different aspects is introducing true nature. So essence is a true nature. That is a completion stage. So that is a true mandala, and so forth. So any ritual object, we use many different kind of ritual things. These all rituals, true essence is true nature. So who does these rituals? Someone who has realized true nature do this ritual things as powerful and totally different. If otherwise, it's the same as just a performance. It's of course like some beginner people create some karmic imprints through that create karmic imprints, and different ways, person maybe become into the dharma. So actually, this performing ritual, who performing ritual, the person must have to have meditate completion stage. This. So the person have to think about everything is emptiness. Nothing is exist. So that's why all the ritual sadhana has almost Sobhava, Shida, Sarva Dharma, Sobhava, Shidaham is completion stage. So that means don't forget the completion stage. If you forget the completion stage, your ritual is no essence. It's just only performing. Everyone can do rituals like ultra level easy. Just we can learn easily. Then ritual, of course, ultra level is like organized. Like you then someone has a good hand or good mouth and good skills, they can do these ritual things. Like ritual has many different kinds. We have to use hand, some need a good hand, some need good voice, some needs good talkers and good chant masters, and some play music like that kind, create many things. So that's all, people auto level talented who they can create this ritual. It's like auto level beautiful, greatly can do. But without this completion stage, no essence. If someone has completion stage meditation, if auto level is not that beautiful, great, but still they have essence. Some don't have that, creation. I mean, this completion stage meditation practice. They don't know anything about the completion stage. You create all this auto level, 100% beautiful, correctly everything, but it's good people do to that. Like some people arise devotion, connect with the Dharma. There also has a benefit levels, but not really higher level essence. Without that, you really cannot say benefit all sentient beings. So could be benefit people who there, and then they can watch that, see that they create some karmic imprints and connect with something positive. So that's the kind of they can have, but not really benefit all mother sentient beings without the completion stage. So then, and so forth, right there in that moment of knowing, the three kayas are encompassed. When you realize the true nature, three kaya is there. Three kaya is not outer level somewhere else. So completely three kaya is within you when you recognize true nature. This is a true three kayas, not talking about outer level, secret level three. I mean the outer level, inner level three kayas. This is secret three kayas. So three kaya teaching is really complicated. I don't know, some reason people like that. I always talk about the three kayas. But for me, it's not really that great topic that because it's confused a lot. Always change due to the teachings, not always follow same. Tirikaya explains. So it's say follow the teaching. So it's outer inner secret levels. And outer level, Tirikaya, we easily explain like okay, Pema Buddha Amitabha is Dharmakaya, Chinreza is Sambhonakaya, Pema Sambhava is Nirmanakaya. See, that's the outer level explain. Buddha Shakyamuni is Nirmanakaya. Majority of this deity is Sambhonakaya. And where this deity come from, or is Buddha Amitabha's emanation, or his Dharmakaya. So that's outer level explain. Inner level, we talk about, okay, our body is Nirmanakaya, our speech is Sambhonakaya, our mind is Dharmakaya. That is inner level explain, but not really follow the pointing outside something, right? So secret level Dharmakaya, this is sharing the secret level Dharmakaya. Secret level Dharmakaya is the kaya are composed the basic nature that cannot be pinpointed or fixed anywhere at all is Dharmakaya. So see the basic nature, true nature, our mind true nature that cannot be pinpointed. You really cannot show. It's no exist. It's emptiness. Or fixed anywhere. So they don't have directions, like free from boundaries, free from directions, free from pinpointed, like no any physical pinpoint showing something. Fixed anywhere at all is Dharmakaya. That true nature mind is emptiness. That is called Dharmakaya. Then where is that? That is your nature, mind, true essence is Dharmakaya. then you don't have to talk about the Dharmakaya. Is who's Dharmakaya, who's not Dharmakaya. You are Dharmakaya. If you don't recognize yourself as Dharmakaya, you talk about other who's Dharmakaya, who's not Dharmakaya. It's never end, never end. So you recognize your true nature mind is Dharmakaya. That's it. Finish it there. So then the natural radiance that is never ceasing is a Sambhonakaya. So that nature is empty is Dharmakaya, but it's that nature radiance that is never ceasing. Is always there, is present, clear, vividly. So shining, no nothingness, right? It's very powerful. So that is called Sambhonakaya. Your nature mind, empty aspects is a Dharmakaya, clarity aspect is a Sambhonakaya. Then, of course, the clarity aspect has so many qualities. So we eons talk about these qualities never end. So empty nature, Dharmakaya, you talk 1,000 years, never finish the qualities. Also aspect this nature, mind, this clarity aspect, talk about the different ways, explain, and the quality, 1,000 years never end. So that's why we, beyond the Buddha's quality, explain and never end. So you shoot arrow in the sky, never finish, never end. So your arrow is never go like unlimited, right? It's limited. So exactly like that, whatever we explain Buddha's qualities is limited, not unlimited. Buddha's qualities unlimited. So we explain is limited. This Buddha's nature, empty, and aspect of the clarity is the quality is unlimited. So then that truth is Dharmakaya, Sambhonakaya. These two kayas, non-fixed or Namanakaya. So so this is it, both inseparable. The clarity, emptiness is not separate. It's inseparable. That is called Namanakaya. Our perception is always separate. Long as you have perception like female and men, then you always have separate. Inseparable means like wisdom, method inseparable. One day you free from this dualistic female and man is in separation perceptions, the free from that dualistic perception, then you realize this Nirmanakaya. So Namanakaya is inseparable. True nature mind, empty, and the clarity is inseparable. Then no fixed are Namanakaya. And this inseparable but no fixed means no boundaries. And you not limited something. It's beyond, unlimited. Also, because it's same as space, and that's why non-fixed is Nirmanakaya. So you cannot think about like white and black mixed together, So that is you cannot say the and inseparable. So usually, white and black create like with together, it's still separate. Even you create one something, strings or something, you know, whatever you create, but it's still separate. Inseparable it means like not like that way. See this kata as colors is separate, not inseparable. So it's one kata, but we see like different colors, or it's one kata, but it's still separate. Not like this way, you know, separate. Union means not like this, inseparable. Inseparable means it's become same, not different. So that is Namanakaya. So then this very mind of yours, this very mind of yours, this continuum, this original pro-model knowing, innately ever, vividly clear and present. So this true nature is always there, beginningless time. You know, never you found something you don't have. You have always there. So that's why it's very mind of yours. This continuum is like all the way beginningless time, continuum. This original pro-model knowing always is pure. Is beginningless time is pure, originally pro-model knowing. It's there, is pure and knowing innately aware. Always there. So vividly clear and present. That's all is talk about this unleashing wisdom, true nature. It's emptiness and compassion inseparable. So this true nature is inseparability, everything. Like, you know, method and wisdom is inseparable. So here is emptiness and compassion inseparable. When true nature, compassion, and emptiness not separate, is inseparable. So with beginners, of course, we follow by like sharing the compassion meditation, use some object, and then talk about emptiness. We kind of sharing like separate way, but truly higher level compassion and highest level like this completion stage, emptiness and compassion is inseparable. It's union. Emptiness is wisdom, compassion is a method. Method, wisdom is inseparable. So no separate. Our dualistic perception, everything is separate. True nature is everything is inseparable. Emptiness and compassion is inseparable. So that is called immeasurable compassion, actually, true compassion, absolute truth compassion, absolute truth wisdom, and the perfection of wisdom. Perfection wisdom means like you must have to have a compassion and emptiness inseparable. That's why it's called perfection of wisdom. Buddha's compassion is perfection of wisdom, compassion, perfect of wisdom. Our wisdom is limited because we don't have this capacity, no perfections. Ordinary compassion is limited. Ordinary beings' wisdom is limited because dualistic, separable, separate. Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's compassion is immeasurable because inseparable. Emptiness and compassion inseparable. It's union. The inseparability of two truths. So our ordinary people has relative true and absolute true is separate. Buddha is relative true and absolute true is inseparable. So if relative true and absolute true is a separate, then when you have become Buddha, still you have these relative impure perceptions. When you have become Buddha, you don't have these impure perceptions because the impure perception relative is transformed to the absolute truth, no separable there. If the relative true, absolute true is separate, then when you are become Buddha, still relative true impure perception is equal to the Buddha. When you have become Buddha, you don't have these impure perceptions because it's impure perception is become transformed to the pure perception. So that means like it's not inseparable. Two truths inseparable. Inseparability of two truths. Then see our individuals, I mean the ordinary being perception is we have relative truth. So all is like relative perceptions. When you realize, then this two true is inseparable. Until you get a completion stage, realize this two true is separate. The inseparability, two truths inseparability of skillful means and wisdom. Relative true is a skillful method, and absolute true is wisdom. So in this book, first four chapter is a skillful method. Last four chapter is wisdom part. So that's just a kind of generally we make separate, but go deeper, then of course each chapter has different kind of sections. Each chapter one has like talk about absolute relativity. There many informations are there, but generally we can divide it. This chapter is first four chapter is relative truth. Last four chapter is can say like absolute truth. Actually, when you meditate, practice this inseparable. So when we share the teachings, you study, all comes separate. When you meditate, you practice is we have to practice inseparability. We cannot create a separate. So when you buy the food, like go to the grocery, you have to buy one by one food, right? And when you're going to cook, you have to chop vegetables and whatever you're going to put in the one by one. But when you eat, you don't have to eat one by one separate, right? You have to eat together. So doesn't matter which one comes, like they all is mixed up there. So you can eat all together. And so when you practice, we practice all together. When you study, then of course, like we cannot put all together. So you put together, then no organized teaching, right? So you put everything in in the front of you, chop everything together. Is not really good to cooker, right? That means you don't know how to cook. So if I goes jumping everywhere, talk about everything, and then no good teaching, no sharing good teaching, right? No organized. So I have to go follow one by one. But when we practice, it's I think it's a totally goes different directions. So we have to practice all together. Of skillful means and wisdom, the inseparability of development and the completion stage. Then we share teaching is a generation stage, and right now we are in the completion stage. So when we follow this teaching, is we share it separate. But when you meditate, practice, when you realize it's inseparable. When you get realized, still is separate, then that means you are not realized. Still you are in the dualistic perception. So still we are ordinary people, not realized. Realizer means this generation stage, completion stage is recognized the same, and is inseparable development in the completion stage. It is only a matter of relaxing the mind in its natural state and not deviating from that nature of emptiness, clarity, emptiness, awareness. So then when we meditate, you see, so it's only a matter of relaxing. We have to relax your mind. The mind in its natural state. So mind have to be into the natural state, go into the natural states, and not deviating from that nature of emptiness, clarity. So then you no need to think about, oh, my mind is empty. Oh, my mind is clear. Oh, my mind is inseparable. So that is like you creating then dualistic perception, thoughts. It's not going into nature, meditating. So when you practice not deviating from that nature of emptiness, clarity, emptiness, awareness, so all is inseparable. There is nothing else to meditate on, no meditation outside of and apart from this. There's nothing to meditate, actually. Nothing else to meditate on, no meditation outside of and apart from this. So you just stay relaxed and peace, then recognize true nature is then doesn't matter it's empty or clarity, you just be in the nature. Don't have to think about, oh, it's clear and empty, no, it's inseparable, otherwise your mind is follow the conceptual thoughts again. It's distracting yourself. So just relax and be to nature. But that is the hardest one. When you meditate, your mind is clear, peace. Then say, oh yeah, no, I'm in the Mahamudra. So then you lost. So no, when your mind is peacefully clear, oh yeah, it's clarity. It's you lost. So when you meditate, your mind is kind of like not nothingness. It's empty. It's you see yourself is not really exist. Everything is like not exist for you. It's kind of like get into the Dharmakaya nature, but it's saying, oh, it's empty everything. Then it's lost. That's the always happening for meditators. Do you have that problem? Do you? Yes. Oh, everyone has. That's good. So everyone is a meditator here. Meditators here in this room. So I am the talker, and here are the meditators. Okay. And here is in the Zoom is listeners. You guys are listening, and all the meditators here, and I'm talking. Everyone testing me. Okay, they're meditating. They knows what I'm going to talk. So I am here doing my testing. My giving my examining here, take tests in front of all these meditators. I have a little bit nervous. only Buddha didn't have nervous because he has four measurable. I mean the four fearless. So everyone say I'm no nervous, no fears, but always they have a subtle level of fears. No one free from that fears. Sometimes we don't have a gross level fears, but subtle level fears always there. Then karmic imprints is very strong. Buddha is free from fears. The thousands like realizers and all the different kind of tradition, the highest level teachers be there. He said, I am Buddha. He don't have that any fears. So he can say that because he has four less robot. Other everyone has a fears. I say I don't have fears. It could be I have fears. My mind is not into the nature state. So I'm sharing this teaching. Is sometimes like go into nature and sometimes going into the like conceptual thoughts. Between there, I'm fears. I have fears. I'm kind of like in the pardo being between there right now. Samsara and nirvana between pardo beings. So I'm just Garchen Rinpoche. He said when he do the empowerment, he is a translator, right? So I'm in the between these two state. It's like it's I'm also translating. Middle person for you. Yeah. Okay. So now we are in the where is emptiness clarity? Okay. Emptiness and awareness. There's nothing else to meditate on. No meditation outside of and apart from this. Meditation means that you create something, then that is not really meditating completion stage. Think about it, like we meditate shamatha, it's okay. You can say that I meditate shamatha because you have an object support. You using maybe support object, breath, and anything like you using something support. Then we say I'm meditating. Yeah. But this true nature, no meditating. So you just in the nature. No object to do anything, then how you going to meditate? That's why I say meditation labor is incorrect. So meditation labor is only reached to shamatha meditation, not up to the completion stage. Here, meditation means like, main point is no meditating because of nothing to meditate. You just recognize your own true nature. You just in the habituate that. So you be that state nature. That's why here, no meditation outside of and apart from this. During the 4 daily activities, so then how to maintaining this practice? So that part is mostly is we introduce like kind of true nature using this method words. Introducing then how to maintaining this, like this meditation means not really using any there's nothing else to meditate, right? So no meditation outside and apart from this. So then how to practice this during the 4 daily activities. 4 daily activities. So 4 daily activity is everything actually. And this is just kind of some list is like talk about eating, sleeping, and moving around, using the restrooms. So talk about that 4 activities. Then just within 24 hours, what you doing, samsara activities. So everything's included here. So we can put extra like driving the car, okay? And you sit in the office when you have a meeting with the people, yeah. And when you're working in your companies or where you are, you usually working and doing anything. So other is included here, eating, restrooms, like sleepings, and all the different kind of activity, whatever you're doing within 24 hours. You can maintain your awareness. So the practice is maintain your awareness without wavering. That is the maintaining practice. So meditators, they always with awareness, mindful. Even they are drive the car, when they are eating, when they are walking on the road, and always maintaining the awareness. So then you really seeing your nature all the time, be in that true nature. So that is the whole become strong in the strong habituate, then we call practitioners. And our for beginners, like we create like two sections, meditation and post meditation. So this all activity is actually post meditation. Meditation, when we sit down and meditate, could be you can get into the completion stage true nature, but could be not. We don't know. So when we meditate like 30 minutes in the morning, sometimes I get in my feeling, I really don't know. I cannot say I get into the true nature completion stage. My feeling is like sometimes I get into there, sometimes not. Sometimes I only in the shamatha, you know. So I try to stop my thoughts first. I practice shamatha first. Otherwise, I cannot go into the true nature meditation. It's hard. So then use some different method, maybe chant supplication, this taras, ambong, dharma, dar, these words is like each word helps like taking into kind of true nature and chant each verses a little bit and then meditate, practice. That helps become minds come settled down, free from thoughts. And then, slowly use these words is the absolute nature of mind is self-arising, known door Buddha wisdom. So try to get in that nature state. Yet, because of habitual grasping to dualistic conception, we are bound by it no matter what we do, yeah? So easily got out because due to this dualistic and, because of habitual grasping to dualistic conceptions are so strong. So read these verses and then I chant the absolute nature of mind is it self-arising. When I chant these verses, then self-arising, absolute true nature of mind, right? It's self-arising. Then that time these words is help you taking into true nature. So you use these words all the time. Then walking, driving, that helps maintaining your awareness. Without this kind of some support, we lost. Always we need support until we are independent meditator. So that's why this supplication is perfect for using our support for beginners. Then of course realize it. Then this helps also remove obstacles. This helps get blessing from Yadam deity, gurus. So many mm, uh, quality in this sadhana has this book. Beginning so in the realm of the Ambon, Mother, the Dharma, Dharta. See, you read these verses also Ambon, Dharma, Dharta. You really low into your mind. Your mind is Ambon. Okay, no exist. Not talking about Ambon means no, you don't have a parents, right? You have parents, but truly we don't have parents. Relatively, yes, we have, delusion parents. Yes, we have delusional parents. This is talking about the no dualistic. We don't have parents. We don't have a birth. So this takes to absolute truth, right over there. This right away cut, through your relative conceptual thoughts, cut. Because the realm of the unborn mother, the dharma dharma means cut already all this relativity conceptual thoughts. The abide the Reverend Mother, then you'll see you have that nature, abide within you. Then that is Yadam deity, that is Tara. So she bestows happiness on all sentient beings. Long as you recognize true nature, then that is the permanent happiness, absolute truth happiness. So I supplicate Mother Tara is I supplicate actually true nature. I supplicate to the I supplicate Mother Tara is I supplicate to completion stage. Yeah, I supplicate to Mahamudra. I supplicate to true nature. So then I supplicate Mother Tara is I supplicate to the true nature Dharma that to protect us from all fears. Then that is permanently remove fears, free from fears. Protect us from all fears. So that's this prayer is powerful. The maintaining this meditation. So next sentence also not realizing oneself is Dharmakaya. See, our minds always follow the conceptual thoughts, and is follow the worldly activity all the time. Not realizing oneself is Dharmakaya. Oh, I have this true nature. I don't recognize. So you cut all these conceptual thoughts again, looking to true nature Dharmakaya. Then the minds of sentient beings are all powered by negative emotions. You see all these beings has true nature, but due to the emotions and endless suffering in samsara. So you cultivate also compassion for other beings. And so recognize every being as Buddha. That is like inseparable, like compassion, wisdom is inseparable, emptiness, compassion, inseparable practice there. Yeah, so that's why it's the supplication Tara is maintaining this practice is very powerful, using daily. So always read that and memorize, chant often and often. Each verses help you cut or samsara habituate. Maintain your awareness without wavering. So without wavering is not follow the thoughts and no distraction. Within that state, whatever thoughts or emotion arise, simply recognize them. Then use this method, supplication Tara, and for the maintaining your awareness. Then whatever thoughts, emotion arise, you can recognize. Otherwise, we don't recognize. We don't have something support. So in this verses, see, not realizing oneself is Dharmakaya, the minds of sentient beings are overpowered by negative emotions. See, we look to ourselves. Oh, no, I have emotion arise. No, our thoughts arise. You recognize. Otherwise, we don't recognize. This is not also talking about all these beings emotion. I'm not emotional, not like that, right? So sometimes we use these teachings is like pointing for others, not pointing ourselves. So this good practitioners pointing their ourselves, recognize our own errors. And so sentient beings are overpowered by negative emotions. Then you see like, oh, my mind is overpowered by negative emotions, moment by moment. So you see that, recognize, and then you can cut through that. So that's where you use this supplication Tara practice and maintaining this meditation. Whatever thoughts or emotion arise, simply recognize them. Just you recognize emotion thoughts. Then into again, self-arising. We have this words here. is the absolute nature of mind is self-arising. Then you see your true nature, absolute true nature of mind is self-arising. That is the completion stage, nature mind. Then you can be into that nature. When emotion comes, you have to think about other verses. Just each verses help you maintain your practice, recognize your emotions and thoughts. Each verses help you cut through your emotion and thoughts. Sometimes the Dzogchen teachings say tikchu and tugar, tikchu means like cutting through. This all is a tikchu, cutting through. Yeah. Tugar means like then you have like all experience beyond something. So that's all is like you meditation result, this practice. So we have to use this cutting through. Tikchu is more powerful. We have to use that. That's the teaching. So today I think we can leave it there. Recognize them. Time is 53. Yeah, we can finish it there today. And now I'm going to share the dedication. It's a Kajul Energy dedication prayer. So Deity Yoga Sadhana, I'm not sure which page. $157. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gambopa, Pamotropa, Lord Digomba. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies of confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is humble, may it arise, where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray that the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the Vero realized the ultimate state, and as did the Samantha Bada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddhas who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by my seven all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the inner rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teachings of great Gompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, and the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempola.
Oh, what do we have?
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank
we
you,
have 30
Kempola.
minutes after refugee ceremony. And it's here Vancouver time is at 10:30. And if you would like to join, you're welcome. And you don't have to take refuge, but if you want to be in the just teaching, it's okay. Whoever wanted to take refuge is welcome. And then happy birthday, Mary.
Thank you, Kempo. Thank you, Saga.
Happy birthday, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Mary.
everyone.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mary. Long life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We okay, so that's it. Anything else? Today,
Nope.
no question answers. It's completion stage. We cannot have any answer questions.